Well, I would say you'll definitely get a warm welcome. And it's not quite as scary as you think. That was my experience. It wasn't as scary as I expected it. I think I'd also say something about, we joke about this, but that Buddhism should come with a health warning. There's something about once you encounter the Dharma, it will change your life, and that can be challenging at times. So I think the other thing I'd say is to stick with practice through challenges that you encounter. So sometimes it can feel like you reach a challenge and feel like something's gone wrong. And actually, I think that's a symptom of your practice going deeper, your Dharma practice going deeper. So I'd really just encourage people to stay with that, stay connected with other people in the Sangha, get support, and not run away at that point. I'd also just say, test the Buddha's teachings. The Buddha encouraged us to test his teachings as you would test gold in a fire. So just really honestly ask yourself, are these teachings working? Are they making a difference in my life? And then be receptive to what it is that you encounter. Yeah.
I would definitely encourage anyone who's interested in thinking of coming to the Buddhist Centre, particularly if they're interested in finding meaning in their lives, or looking to take responsibility for their own mind and their own responses to their life. I would absolutely encourage anyone thinking to explore Buddhism, that particularly the Nottingham Buddhist Centre will be the absolutely. I've got a lot of confidence in what we're doing here and in the communication of the Buddhist teachings and how to negotiate that in your daily life. I don't know of a better context to work that out. So I would definitely encourage someone to come. Yeah. There's nothing that can be lost by coming. If you don't like it, you don't come back. If you do, it could be the beginning of something magical.
Yeah, really easy answer, come. If you're not sure, come, because the only way to find out whether this is something that might be something you want to explore is to come and try it. I think a lot of people can come along and they get something really helpful from doing one of our courses. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to start coming to the Buddhist Centre regularly, but they do find something really important that they take away, whether that's learning how to meditate, whether that's, being able to start sort of questioning how we live our lives. Buddhism does give you a different perspective, a different way of being. It's one that very much fitted for me with my worldview, I would say. But I think a lot of people find so much that is helpful. And for some people, they might come and they might be like me, and that's it. They know this is their path and they go on. For some people, it might just be taking that what they've learned away and using it to make their life more fulfilling. Or it might be that someone might come along, do a course, go away, and then come back a few years later. And that's when they, perhaps might explore things more deeply. But I don't think there's many people that come along and don't find it useful. And it might be you just, some people do just connect at quite an intellectual level. They don't necessarily connect spiritually, and that's okay. If there's teaching of the Buddha is something that you find helpful, you don't have to believe in the Buddha to find it helpful. Mindfulness comes from Buddhism. This is not something that got created in the last 10, 15 years. This is something that the Buddha was talking to us about 2,500 years ago. So yeah, just come and check it out and see if there's something that you find useful, and hopefully you will.
If you're thinking about exploring Buddhism or learning to meditate, this is a really great place to do that, and it will kind of change your life. Like when I first went into a group in Eastbourne, I didn't have a clue what I was letting myself in for really. My life had changed in so many radical ways, and I'm a much happier, content, more ethical person, and just come along.
Just give it a go and test it out. Come along and see what happens, particularly when you kind of just take, you know, just a few weeks or one of the courses just to take things a bit more kind of seriously, and just notice the effects it has on your life. You know, in many ways, I think what Buddhism kind of presents is an alternative way of living, a life of meaning, depth, mystery. And there's so much more going off to human existence, to what meets the eye and to what society presents us. And through Buddhist practice, you can really discover this kind of inner depth and also this outer depth of all conditioned things. So yeah, come along, give it a test, and yeah, just open your receptivity to the mystery of existence.
Well, I pretty much just say I'd really encourage them to do it and encourage them to give it a go. Yeah. I mean, there's such a lot of possibility. There's such a lot of possibility in what could happen just from coming through the door. And it's a very welcoming and easy space. So yeah, as there's nothing to be lost, I guess. You can always just, if you don't like it, you don't have to come back again. But if you do, I think the possibilities are really kind of endless. How it could affect your life. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
It can be scary, because if you come for the first time and you don't know anyone, that can be quite, what's the word? I'm trying to find the English word for that. Intimidating, I suppose. But just to encourage people to keep coming, to not stop coming. And people will reach out to you, especially when you come to a busy night. It can feel like everybody knows each other and all talking together and all friends, and you're on your own. And persevere. I think persevere and trust that you will really, people will come out to you as well. People will go out and talk to you, and there's a place, there's something to be found in this place. Something, there's treasures for your life, you know, for the improvement of your life. So it's worth keeping going.
I think I would start off by saying to them, come along to the lunchtime drop-in sessions if you can. It's not an advert for me, obviously. I mean, obviously, you know, I enjoy mine. But come along to those to familiarise yourself with the meditations, because that's quite important. There's a lot more to coming to the Buddhist Centre than meditation, and I think quite a few of people's misconceptions can be ironed out quite quickly about meditation and, you know, chakras and all that sort of thing that people have this strange idea about Buddhism. But I would say come along with an open mind, but prepared to put some effort in, because if you don't put any effort in, or you don't put much effort in, you won't get very much out of it. I think the more effort you put in and the more commitment you show, I think the more you'll be taken under the sort of wing of the community in a way. I see people who want it sort of done to them. They want to somehow, you know, drink from the Buddhist cup, but they don't want to get their lips on the rim. You know, they want to sort of hold back, and there's some sort of symbiotic method, but it doesn't work like that. You've got to roll your sleeves up, and well, that's awful, isn't it? Roll your sleeves up. It's a bit of a cut that out. You have to really put in some effort, and the more effort you put in, the more you'll get out of it. A bit like the idea of dana, you know, you put in what you can and you take out what you need. But I think the putting in, particularly in terms of study and commitment to things, doing courses and that, the more you'll get out of it. And I think but don't expect it to be instant, because it takes a long time for us to change our conditioned habits. So give it time, and also, but the more you put in, the more you'll get out, that's what I'd say.
Give it a go. Yeah, come to a drop-in, see how you feel. There's a good chance you'll meet me, actually, at least if it's on a Wednesday night. Yeah, I think as the Buddha says, you kind of the Dharma is something that you have to experience firsthand. So yeah, come along and see if we're as friendly as I'm making us out to be.
My friend's kind of been saying that he wants to try it out, and like every time I'm just like, just do it. Just do it, just go. It's such a wonderful place, and I think really people really kind of accommodate things that you need, or if for me, like as a neurodivergent person, there's always people kind of understand if there's things that are harder or if you need support with certain things, and everyone's so understanding, and there's lots of kind of like different ways to experience the centre, I guess. There's the drop-ins and courses, and there's oftentimes like special events and stuff. It's just I would say don't let yourself get put off about it, or it being too busy or too many people or anything like that. It's like I think just totally throw yourself in, and be someone who you can really bounce off, or has the same experiences or understandings, or just do it. It's so good.